เดี๋ยวช่วงนี้เราจะมารับฟังหัวข้อที่น่าสนใจอีกหนึ่งหัวข้อนะคะซึ่งวันนี้เราก็ได้รับเกียรติจากวิทยากรที่บินมาไกลจากต่างประเทศที่จะมาแลกเปลี่ยนแล้วก็ให้ความรู้กับเราด้วยนะคะ So a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and now we're about to start for the next topic. It's very interesting one. So we are going to talk about the building tech talents for innovative city. Today we have an honor to have our distinguished speaker with us, Dr. Abdelraheem AbualBasal, Executive Director, Queen Rania Center for Entrepreneurship, Kingdom of Jordan with us. So ladies and gentlemen, could you please give a big round of applause to welcome our speaker. ขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับนะคะท่านวิทยากรด้วย
Hello everyone, Sawadi Krab, Assalamu alaikum. So, allow me, I'm going to speak in English, so hopefully I'll try to speak slowly. So as you said, I work as Executive Director of Queen Rania Center for Entrepreneurship in Jordan. I'm also Assistant Professor at King Talal Business School at Princess Sumaya University for Technology. A bit about our center before we start about the topic. Queen Rania Center, one of the earliest centers, started in the region, in Jordan and in the region, deal with the idea of entrepreneurship, focus on spreading the technical aspect of entrepreneurship in Jordan. Let me start by a quote by Her Majesty, Queen Rania, saying that entrepreneurship is the lifeblood of growing 21st century economy. As you can see from the leadership of the country, Her Majesty is keen to support entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship not at the local level, but also internationally. She always a big supporter of the entire movement entrepreneurship from the early on. Also, Her Royal Highness, Princess Sumaya bint Al Hassan, also think that it's an essential aspect to support entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, and she support the center by all the initiative we have, and to believe that will play a big role in that. So our vision to be the lead venture ideation in entrepreneurship research in the region, focus on entrepreneurship, and also part of what we believe we build in partnership. This is why we believe that we extend beyond Jordan to do this as well. We focus on several things, and this is also could be good for Thailand as well. We focus on distinction, meaningful problem to solve a social issue. We believe every country have some challenge to be solved, and this is where we believe that our focus should be there. Before you go internationally, you need to fix things at the local level and your every community you have. So every city has certain challenge, every country has certain challenge, every region has certain challenge. We should focus on this as well. We focus on the impact-driven idea. The idea can create job, make a difference in the world. Also, we focus on, there's an important aspect of what we believe that student and faculty members should work together to achieve this as well. And focus on mindset. A lot of challenge face entrepreneurs actually mindset, so we focus on this and well. We focus on team building and aspect of this. We do networking. This is part of an event actually do networking, funding, help people to get funding, capacity building and awareness. So a lot of program we do from the largest entrepreneurial competition in Jordan to Global Entrepreneurship Week to National Technology Parade to Startup Huddle and so on and so forth. So some of the success story came out of the center. We have website called Mawdu', become the largest website in Arabic in the world, attract over 40 million users, filling the gap in the content of Arabic. There are several of these startups came out of our center. So without further ado, I want to move back to our main topic. When I thought to topic of building tech talent for innovative or smart city, I thought let's start some statistic about Thailand and some of the maybe strengths and challenges, and I look some of the statistic out there. One of them, there is a PISA testing. This has happened in about 70 countries. And in that result, Jordan actually one of them, this is pretty much top 70 country in the world, but this is give you a benchmark where you stand as a country. And part of what happened is that in Thailand ranked number 55 out of the 70. So there is some room to work as a country if you think about the education system, because we're talking about building talent. And this is the test give to 15 years old, as I said. And this is where, if you think Thailand is up here. So if you think where the math, reading, and science score, so basically the purple is the average OECD, so it's fall below. I know Jordan as well is below, but this is a message to say that maybe part of building and paying attention to tech talent is that we need to think about the K-12 system, student coming out of school, going to college and be future startup. This is a global innovation index. Thailand ranked 52 as well. So if you think about this is out of 130 countries, Thailand has some strength and some weaknesses. And part of it is actually, it's a good to think that in the next slide, if you think about this for a second, there is the rank, and every time you see a dark orange, this is mean a strength. The certain thing in Thailand rank pretty much top country, but there is some aspects, some certain challenge is it. So in terms of innovation, which is the core of any movement of entrepreneurship or smart, innovative city or tech smart city, you need to focus on your strength and make sure that you keep them as a strength and work how you work on your weaknesses, and the focus should be how we can make these weaknesses. And this is give you a good snapshot of what's going on in Thailand. So another metrics index is the doing business. Thailand actually doing overall 46 out of 182 countries, which is actually Thailand become one of the best environment to start your business. And there is some actually, if you think about here for a second, there are certain things in the subcategory, they rank better and they improve over the years. For example, getting a credit is moved 15 points over 1 year. That's mean that there's something paying attention that people who need a startup and need funding, they get in the right funding. This is an important component to think about. So, when we think about smart city and innovative city, what do we mean about this? City that there is an investment because this is the fuel to start anything. There is a human and social capital, and this is a big component in building a tech or smart city. And you have the right infrastructure, which is allow the disruptive technology. Disruptive technology become a buzzword, and we think about our world now. They think that the world we in now move from knowledge-based economy to innovation-based economy. What does that mean? If you think about some of the company nowadays which has come and disrupt, Uber, for example, is the largest taxi in the world, but they own no taxi. They're worth $60 billion. Airbnb, the largest hotel in the world, they own no room. They about $30 billion. This is where we think about disruptive, and this is where we think about this economy, the knowledge people have access to it through Google, through other means. But innovation, this is what they say, it's not what goes inside of your brain, it's actually what comes out of it. And this is where we focus on innovation. So this is an ecosystem where government play a big role to make this smart city happen. So what is a smart city focus? Why smart city? There is an aspect of sustainable growth, whereas program and technology that make the city more energy efficient and make less impact on the environment. This is one of the focus of a smart city. A smart city use less energy. Smart city use a lot of these things to make it. Another thing, economic revival. This is where a smart city could be a place where attract jobs, a place where attract talent, a place where people have connected. And you think about one thing when it comes to this. The other one is citizen engagement. Any of these things will not happen without improving the quality of life. I read that people in Paris, they spend 4 years looking for a parking lot over their lifetime. Meaning technology can come in place and save this 4 years in their life instead of keep half an hour every day to try to find a place to park. Technology, smart city can help in this. So this is part of why we talk about smart city. So if we think about the world we live in, we beyond 7 billion. What are we in? You sitting here, are you part of being entrepreneurs or you're part of looking for a job? Where you fit in this? This is the percentage of people. And these entrepreneurs we talking about, they the one they leading the rest of the world. These the one who sitting here trying to create job as well. So all about we need human talent. Why? Because this smart city will not happen. Technology by itself is not going to happen. Need people to be the driver for it. So, but a lot of people misunderstand the idea of talent. It's not only about tech talent. Smart city create jobs, not just technical job, also other kind of job. So because this is where creating a lot of local jobs, this is part of the smart city. If you think about in the last 100 years, in the beginning of the machinery, we thought that the big machine going to replace a lot of human being, but they create different type of jobs. In the digital bloom, they think that digital going to destroy a lot of jobs. It's actually create more different type of jobs. Instead of work in the sun all time, now you can work in an office, but you have more jobs to do it. So this is part of it. So why city become eager to be this? Because they said, if you don't innovate, somebody else will do. So city fight to become digital. There is a lot of city without, for example, if you think about Dubai, what is Dubai 30 years ago? If you think about this, a lot of city actually were able to bring a lot of talent to them, and they think this is part of this. So what need to be done? Need to think about what we need, what skills need to do it. And you don't think that you're the only one fight for this. There is a shortage in talent, and everybody looking for this as well. So this is a good way to enable employment, be innovative. So as I said, smart city need different type of jobs. They create, they want to build a better place to live in, better environment place. So this is part of the aspect of creating a smart city as well. Now, we said the backbone of a smart city is you, is those who sit in the classroom or in the university. Those future generation is the one who's going to make it happen. And this is not going to be any growth. It has to be, the exponential growth has to happen because the number of jobs needed exceed the number of is available there. So what happened? Why? There is a challenge there. Part of the challenge is the education system. If you think about the current education system worldwide, even in the top country, they're not adapting to the new changes quickly. So if you think about technology you study in the university now, is a little bit way behind what actually needed to create those jobs. This is something you need to think about it. School need to think about a new program. The traditional way of thinking of teaching has to change to be able to do it. Now they have to be not focus on these skills by itself. They need to think about beyond the basic skills. They need to think about future. And one of the statistics I read, that student in the classroom now going to the K-12, they go into a job it's not been defined yet. So if I ask you a question, 15 years ago, if I told you there is a job called social media marketing, does not exist. If I call you, there is a job about a driverless car. Nobody knows about them. So there is more to come, and you need to prepare the mindset of people to be able to adapt and learn. This is the whole message. And a lot of jobs will disappear. But you have to sit down here to say, you know what, I'm not gonna keep myself. I have to keep learning new technology, keeping up to date. So what happened? The private-public partnership has to happen, and this can happen from the government agenda. We should think about the government should initiate the idea of making a smart city and involve the private-public sector. And I want to focus on what? The expertise in the field has to be in place. Internet of Things is a big thing right now. Educator, all of these things has to be part of it. They need to think about getting through just school. That's why there is a certificate. There's different way to get learning. So online learning is a lot of initiative nowadays. You can learn a lot of skills, a lot of things without leaving your home. And you have to think about how I'm gonna reskill my workforce I have. This is continuous professional development as well. So what needs to happen? Lifestyle, urban lifestyle to attract talent to be there 24/7. You have to have a knowledge-based area where people who need help, they can find it. Also, you need to have some kind of financial sector to support those innovative ideas. And a lot of stuff gonna happen through startup. If I have a message, I have to convey that the gap, so let's say we decide to become a smart, innovative city. We have to identify what type of jobs we need, what challenges, and those talents sitting here can create those jobs locally. So this is how you steer startup. This is how you make challenge. You have those talent. Think about how I can solve this idea of parking lot in my city and create a startup. Instead of going outside and hire a company, we should think about local business who can solve these problems. So to think about those who are interested, what kind of job in the future gonna be, this is type, all of these, I put the source of all what I got. There is, robotic is a big thing. This is gonna be one of the jobs. Cybersecurity analyst, a lot of things gonna have job. 3D printing is a big thing. Virtual reality design, network programmer, machine learning scientist, industrial network engineer, customer makers, all of these things. Even if you think about this professional triber, what does that mean? Company no longer need to hire staff to do the job. They want to hire people who can get together and get the job done. These they call professional triber. So all of these things, data scientists, they saying that the next oil is data. The next oil of the future, where money is actually data. What you make of this data, how you can make sense of the data, how you can create tons of startup when it comes to data, and the idea of urban innovation solution. So also, here is some job at risk. A lot of them cashier. I remember when I went to the States, when I studied my bachelor degree over 20 years ago, one of the projects we did is that when you go to supermarket, you find somebody to check out. Now if you go to any, at that time they introduced this self-check-in. Go to any supermarket in the state, barely find somebody to check your stuff in. Amazon now introduced a new way. Actually, you don't need to see anyone. Everything, barcode, you put it in your bag and you leave and you charge your card. So these kind of jobs gonna change, but the question is, you need to think about what jobs is you need to focus on, keep your skills, keep updating your thing. This is, I have to say, I hope I stick to my time frame. I try to make it short, and I thank you for listening, and I hope if you have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much Dr. Abdelraheem ขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับดร. Abdelraheem ด้วยค่ะวันนี้ท่านนะคะได้มานะคะแนะนำสำหรับหัวข้อดีๆกับเราค่ะแล้วก็ในโอกาส